Hello everyone, this is Derek with the Boost D21 YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a kind of a channel overview of what projects I've got going on. Mainly, as you can see here, I've got a 1995 Nissan pickup, two-wheel drive, KA24E, 5-speed, just the basic stuff. But as the name states, it's boosted, and as you can see right about there, there's a turbo. So I'm gonna kind of flip the camera around and do like a little walk around and explain what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna start this overview in the engine bay, so that's what most people care about. So the motor itself is a KA24E single cam. It's got roughly about 350,000 miles on it. So this truck's definitely seen better days, but the compression is solid. It's about 150 at all 4 cylinders, so no worries there. It doesn't really have blow by, so I'm happy about that. I recently did the timing chain and the oil pump, so it's all fresh. And yeah, so hopefully it lasts a while, and if not, I've got another motor in the corner over there that we will throw in, and that one only has about 120,000 miles on it, so who knows, we'll see how long she lasts. So the rundown on this is it's a CX Racing tubular style manifold with a CX Racing billet turbo. It's a dual ceramic ball bearing T3 size. And I figured most people run T28s on these, but I figured a T3 with the ceramic ball bearings would be fine. It should spool up fairly fast. Even with it being a 55 mil, it should spool up fine. And here, this is the intercooler here. So this is an air-to-water intercooler. An air-to-air would not fit as I'm retaining the factory AC. So there's no room in here to fit an air-to-air intercooler. I tried, but so I figured I'd run an air-to-water intercooler and try that out, because I've heard that people get sub-ambient intake temps. If you've got a cold water feed coming in, it should cool down the air just as efficient, if not more efficiently, than an air-to-air. So I've got to finish the intercooler piping here, and I've also got to finish my S13 intake manifold swap. So that's the upper plenum, this is the lower plenum and intake, and then here is the throttle body. So whenever I get all that painted and installed, I will do another video on installing that. So the actual truck intake is still on there, and that's just set on there for this video pretty much. But I still got to finish the intercooler and blow off valve and whatnot on that. And I've also got to get my new injectors in there. I've got some 800cc injectors from Works, because I do plan on running E85 in this truck. I've never tuned with the E85 before, but I've heard that the intake temps are lower when compared to gas, and with the sub-ambient intake temps I plan on getting out of this, hopefully we'll make some power. So now we're going to move to the back of the truck, because there's a part that intertwines with this air-to-water intercooler here that I'd like to show y'all. Okay, and this is a look at the back of the truck here. So as we see, I've got a miniature radiator and a cold water reservoir. And where I live, it gets pretty cold, so I'll have to put some antifreeze in there. But the point of this is, you put cold water here, and there's a circulator pump that goes underneath the truck, and it pumps cold water from here into the air-to-water intercooler and back. So I'll have a line coming up somewhere around here, and then it'll tie into this intercooler and pump out the bottom straight back in here. So with that being said, that should help me achieve sub-ambient intake temps and help keep the truck running. Alrighty, so I've transitioned into the truck now, and as we can see, it's a little far from stock. So the dash does read 257,000 miles, but it stopped working about 100,000 miles ago, so that's off. Anyway, turn these dash lights off. Got some red dash lights to match the interior. Got a Sony radio there, a P2M short throw shifter, and if anybody's on the fence about this, I would definitely recommend it, as the rebuild kits for these are hard to find, and this only cost me about $150, and I think it's well worth it. As you can see, there's still some play, but 350,000 miles on the transmission, and it's a truck, so what can you expect? This is a forged carbon fiber steering wheel on a CryoStar, super cheap hub and mount. But this is actually a Nissan Pathfinder steering column, so I can do that. And it actually locks in there, and I can actually drive it like that. But it also does have adjustment where I can adjust it down or up, and then, which makes it really easy to get out with these seats I've got. So that's an interesting thing you don't see much, because most of these are just non-adjustable steering. So that's cool. I've got my Brom Racing seats in. They're on some RoadieFab mounts. Picked these up off Facebook Marketplace for a pretty good deal, and that's really the only reason I kept the truck red is because I found those. So this is the center console. This is two 6.5-inch subwoofers, CT Sound Meso. I think they're about 800 watts, which is more than enough for this cab. My amplifier is back there. It's a 5-channel, so it powers the subwoofers, door speakers, and then the speakers behind these seats, which are also 6.5 inches. The door cards are all custom. They're stock Nissan ones, but they've been recovered with this upholstery. It's a little choice, but anyway. And these door cards are actually held on by bolts instead of the plastic clips. And I can't remember his name. Super great guy, awesome channel. I love his content, and I'll try to link him in the description. But he's actually showed how to do that, and it's actually riv nuts that are in the door, and you just bolt them in after you riv nut it. And that's a super cheap way to get these door cards to actually stay on and not break them whenever you pull them off. What else can I say about the truck? There's not much left on the interior, as it's pretty simple, but everything's all blacked out. Yeah, if you can't tell, my favorite color is black. All right, I just want to do a little outside overview of the truck here. So it's a single cab, regular size bed. If you've ever seen like a modded D21, it probably looks something like this. So 4-wheel drive fenders. It's got a cab wing, a larger set of wheels. I'll touch on those because they're pretty interesting. It's got the tailgate wing. It's a RoadieFab design that I stole. So I kind of just looked at the picture and mocked it up myself. So I've seen his in person. His definitely looks better than mine because he does laser cut them, I believe. But for what I paid for it, I've got about $100 between this tailgate wing and the cab wing, so I'm not complaining. It's got a roll pan. I can't remember the seller, but it's a solid roll pan. Looks pretty good, fits pretty good. Clear taillights. I think those are a must on all these mini trucks. 3-inch exhaust. Here, I'll move over to this side here and speak on this side. So on the suspension thing, I've got a 3-inch block, and it's re-drilled. So this is what you get with a 3-inch block and re-drill. The passenger side is actually a little bit higher, but I think that's a little bit of weight distribution in the back at the moment. But these wheels are a little bit interesting. So they are a 18 by 8.5 weld Scorpio, and these wheels are from the 90s. So I kind of wanted to do a period correct wheel for this truck, and I think these are pretty all right, but they are a little big. I do know most people don't run 18s on these trucks, and I kind of see why. They are a little tall, but it's a little different. And I usually do things a little different anyway. So if you like them, you like them. If you don't, I don't really care. So yeah, and I only paid $400 for the set, so I'm not complaining. Let's see, what else? I've got the clear corner lights there. That's mostly it. For the front suspension, I did drop spindles from Beltec, and the torsion bars are cranked pretty low. What else can I speak on? So the plan for this truck is, whenever I get all the turbo stuff figured out, I will paint it, and it's going to be a black. And I ordered a livery from Over Modify. All right, so I figured I'd go ahead and introduce the bikes while I'm at it. So this is my 2006 KTM 300XC. As you can see, it's been converted to a supermoto. This thing will do about 110 miles an hour verified via GPS, which is kind of ridiculous out of a dirt bike, but at the same time, it's a 302 stroke, so it's got the power. This is probably the most fun bike I have got. Where I live, there's a lot of curvy roads, so this thing's a blast on the weekends. When it's running, currently down due to electrical issues. Hopefully, I'll get those fixed pretty soon. This is my 2020 TC250, so this is my dirt bike, which I recently tore my ACL on. Not much on this one. I didn't get to ride it a whole lot before I tore my ACL, but hopefully I'll get to ride it more this year. This right here is a 2002 Honda Shadow, which at one point was a bobber with rabbit ear handlebars and some more stuff, but I unfortunately low-sided, and this is what it ended up looking like. And this here is my 2006 Suzuki GSX-R 600 two-tone. I rebuilt this about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And this is what it currently looks like. This one, I actually high-sided and ruined this side. So, as you can see, not very fortunate with the motorcycle look, but I can fix them all, so I'm not too worried about it. This is the main project at the moment, so you'll be seeing a lot of this on the channel. I'm pretty new to the whole YouTube thing, so I'm going to try to post videos on the hard body fairly regularly, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week if I stay on top of it, which I doubt it. But hopefully once a week, maybe small videos, small stuff. Just trying to get things sorted out as best I can. So once I get this thing done, motorcycles are next. So if you're interested in watching me rebuild those, stay tuned, I guess. But for now, trucks first, and I'll hopefully get this thing sorted out pretty soon. So yeah, so that's an introduction to the Boosted D21 YouTube channel. And if you like what you see, stay around. If you don't, see ya.